Of all the things that COVID has affected the way we do things, I miss magazines at the hospital waiting rooms or the doctor waiting rooms, because usually the magazines were a couple years old. And then you pull out and you take a look, what was making the headlines, like who wore it best or who's dating whom. And we take a look at all the things that were headline news at a time, long time ago. And then when you're reading it years later, all of a sudden you find out, well, that's not news at all. Funny thing is, people have difficulty really picking priorities today. Priorities are such that rule our lives, and we think this is important stuff right now. But what's really important, we sometimes miss and sometimes ignore. We focus on that when we turn to the book of Luke. Yes, when it comes to taking priorities and picking priorities, the Bible directs us well. In the Gospel of Luke, we're told, someone in the crowd said to him, "Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me." Jesus replied, "Man, who appointed me a judge or arbiter between you?" Then he said to them, "Watch out. Be on your guard against all kinds of greed. A man's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions." And he told him this parable. The ground of a certain rich man produced a good crop. He thought to himself, "What shall I do? I have no place to store my crops." Then he said, "This is what I'll do. I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones, and then I'll store all my grain and my goods. And I'll say to myself, you have plenty of good things laid up for many years. Take life easy. Eat, drink, and be merry." But God said to him, "You fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself?" This is how it will be with anyone who stores up things for himself, but is not rich toward God. It's about priorities in this life, isn't it? What's yours? Is it Jesus Christ? Living for Him? Well, it should be, because the rest of the things are passing. In Christ is life and life eternal.